with its great green spread of growing wheat is almost humid again. But still there are damp, empty tracts where now the little narcissus stands in clumps or covers whole fields. I wouldn't even know what a narcissus was if I saw it. My wife would know. She's British. British like to tend their gardens. But, you know a lot of you women in the class would probably appreciate someone who knew the names of flowers, not just to give you presents, you know, to call the florist and send you a bunch of flowers. No, someone who actually knew what a flower was and could explain to you the history of such things, and yet without a fruitcake. That's really a unique combination, let me tell you. You understand what I'm talking about. I don't know how many men you've met like this. Just write me a letter and tell me about all these creatures that you're encountering with this kind of sensibility. Now I'm not saying I haven't. I am going to put myself in this category. I am a dumbbell. But I can appreciate someone who does have these like this. And there are places green and foaming, all white with chamomile. Oh, the only chamomile we know is what Peter Rabbit gets to drink in his tea. Chamomile tea, but I wouldn't know what the chamomile flower looked like. But he knows. On a sunny morning, you feel what he's talking about. On a sunny morning in early April, we're going to Cervetri, which was the ancient cherry, or cherry, and it had a Greek name too, Archila. It was a gay and gaudy Etruscan city when Rome put up her first few hovels, probably. Anyhow, there are tombs there now. So now he takes the place out 5 miles on this post-omnibus. What would a post-omnibus be? Well, in those days, you would have a bus that would go out to outlying towns that would bring the mail, and then it would sit there all day and come back in the evening or something. So that would be the post-omnibus, the post bus, but also double as a passenger price. And there we were at Paolo. And is there a bus to Cervetri? No. An ancient sort of wagon with an ancient white horse stands outside. Where does that go? Lattice pole. You'll see that sign on the freeways too as you're going down if you drive this way. We don't want to go to lattice pole, so we stare at the landscape. Could we get a carriage of some sort? It'd be difficult. That's what they always say. Difficult. It's difficult. Nothing can get done. Meaning impossible. At least they will lift a finger to help. See, here's the first tourist, if you like, too. The first backpacking tourist who tells us about how it is to not go first class, but third class, the way we travel today. They don't know. They've never, any of them, ever been. It's only 5 miles away. And if you go to these outlying areas, even today in some places, people have never been more than 5 or 10 miles from where they grew up. Particularly back in, before the jet plane and the, internet and so on. Very few people ever went anywhere. Only people who really could afford it or were released from their toil. I was in Jerusalem not long ago, and there was this monastery 7 kilometers outside of the city, and I got in an Arab taxi, and I told him to go out to this place. He asked me, where is it? It's 7 miles outside of the city. He'd never been there in his life. He's a taxi driver. I mean, I had to direct him where to go. This is often the case. They've never been there. Well, okay, we leave our 2 bags at the station. They've got these sort of rucksacks or something. But they can't accept them. This is typical problems you have when you're traveling. How much he puts in here. How many are familiar with this kind of thing? There's always a little hassle that, that crops up when you're traveling. They can't accept the bags. Why? Oh, because they don't have a lock on them. They're rucksack type things. Oh, no. Too much responsibility. Someone might open your bag and steal something. You can't leave your bags here. Sorry. There's always problems of this kind everywhere, isn't there, when you're on the road? If you've been on the road, I don't know, and not just in an automobile. But if you've been in an automobile, the same things happen to you. Because they're not locked. A hold-all, he means a rucksack. When did a hold-all or a rucksack ever lock? Difficult. Well then, let's leave them and steal if you want to. Oh no, impossible. Stop, no, not possible. Go down to maybe Mexico and you might encounter some similar situations. Such a moral responsibility. Sarcasm is marvelous. Impossible to leave an unlocked small rucksack at the station. Does he like officials? No. He likes nothing of these organization bureaucracies. So much for officials! Exclamation.